That all being said, we'll start off with back mobility today and then work our way through to the lower body and upper body. So, first of all, guys, coming onto the floor or mat, okay. If you don't have anything at home, use a couple of pillows, okay, just to save your knees a little bit. We'll start off with a little bit of pelvic and back mobility, so a cat-cow exercise. So you're in 4-point kneeling, and you're basically trying to curve your body in to a ball. So you're trying to bring your belly button in towards you, and then you're trying to push your belly button down to the floor. Okay, so you're arching your back, okay, so spinal extension, and then you're going straight into spinal flexion. Okay, we're going to start the timer just so we know how we're doing each exercise. So spinal extension, spinal flexion. At the same time as those, you've got your posterior tilt here, and that's your anterior tilt. So it's a pelvic tilt exercise as well. So anterior tilt to posterior tilt. Okay. In any athletic exercise or any human movement, you're going to want a good amount of back mobility. Or else you're just going to be inefficient or not be able to get into the position. So you feel like you're straining, you feel it in your lower back, unable to recruit certain muscles around the glutes, the hip. So having a good amount of back mobility always translates into less pain, better performance, easier movement. So whether that's sport, whether that's just bending down to the bottom cover to pick something out, it's very useful for functional movement and sporting movement. Okay, last time through, guys, extension and flexion. Next, we're going to move up, so from lumbar spine to thoracic spine. We would have got thoracic spine involved there as well. Okay, but it's mid-spine, 12 segments. Okay, thoracic spine. We're going to work on rotation. It's the body's main rotator. Okay, so left hand planted, right hand on the back of the head, elbow tucks underneath, and then comes all the way around. See how far around you can get. Oh, a nice click then. So I just gave myself my own free chiropractic treatment. Okay, elbow tucked under, and then elbow nice and high. When you get those clicks, guys, it is just gas in the joint clicking. I think I read a study, only 9% of people thought that's what it was. And they thought it was the bones smashing together or something like that. It's not, it's gas in the joint. Creates a vacuum. When you go to the extremes of range, you imagine what's happening between the two joints, two bones. Last time through, guys, elbow comes tucked under. And then rotate out as far as you can and go back down. Feel quite stiff that way. Again, that's one I want to work on more, opening out. And again, hands on the back of the head. Come through, rotate under, and then rotate round. You can sit a little bit back onto your heels, guys, just so you focus in really on your rotation, thoracic rotation. But if you want to come forward a bit and start moving the hips a bit more as well, just get those moving. Tucking under, that's absolutely fine as well. Don't worry too much about it. Just get as far under as you can. And then as far up as you can. That's all you've got to worry about. Any kind of mobility exercise. How far can I get with each movement? Okay, and stopping there, guys. Hands back down, back into cat-cows. Okay, so belly button down, bum up in the air, bum tucked underneath, tailbone tucked underneath, curl yourself into a ball, hips underneath you. If you're very lucky, you might get a click on that. Unlikely. If you nearly do it. If you really tense your abdominals, pull the hips under, really stretch out those bottom segments of the vertebra. Pull underneath again, tense the abdominals, pull yourself in, hollow yourself out, and then push your belly button down to the floor. And again, hollow out. And hips back down to the floor. Now we're going to go once more through. So hollow out, tailbone tucked underneath here, posterior tilt, and drive hips down, belly button down, arch the back. That's your anterior tilt, and spine is an extension there. Okay. Back to tuck unders. Okay, thoracic rotation. So you've got lumbar is lower, thoracic is mid, cervical is neck. Okay, so thoracic rotation. Elbow tucks under, and then comes up and round. And again, under. And up, and around, under, and round, under, Last one through, under. Very stiff that way. I already know that. I'm going to sit back onto my heels a tiny bit. Okay. And I'm going to get left elbow under and then round. So a lot easier to do it this way. Under and round. Last one through, under, and open out, open, 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 and hands back down. Okay, last time through, pelvis down, hips down, then tuck underneath. Pelvis down, and then tuck underneath. Hollow yourself out. Shoulders down, belly button down, hips down, push, push, push to the floor, and then again, tucking up and underneath. Down to the floor, and then tuck it up, curl yourself into a ball. See? So cat cows, I think some people call them cat camels as well. And again, arching the back, and then hips underneath. And from there, just coming onto one hand, hand on the back of the head again, tuck underneath, and open it out. It's better. I can get further around now. Tuck underneath and open out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And again, 5 the other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go down there. Okay. Next on the mats or on your carpet. Or if you're doing it outside, get on the grass, something nice and soft. Okay, get in together and just let the knees roll side to side. Just let them rotate. You can see my shoulders are fixed, they're pinned down to the floor. Okay, if you want to grab under door, under the sofa, keep those arms cemented down, that's absolutely fine. Otherwise, just keep thinking shoulders and arms down on the floor. And roll the knees from side to side. Superset this with knee hugs, so stop in the middle, bring both knees in towards the body, and just grab around those knees. If you can only get your hands, that's fine on the knees, otherwise try and hook the elbows and just squeeze in tight. So pull the knees in, we're trying to encourage spinal flexion, trying to encourage a stretch in the lower back musculature and soft tissues. And again, coming back down, feet on the floor, and then just rolling side to side. So just knee rolls, nice and gently. See how far you can get to the side. Again, I'm quite fortunate I've done this exercise through thousands of times. So again, I can get my knees all the way down to the floor. If yours is a bit stiffer, that's completely normal. Just see how far you can get each side. If you're able to, please do get the feet right over and get those knees to the floor. Got a nice click again there. So again, you should be trying to push to the end of range. If you can get a nice little click and you're lucky. See how far you can get and force that opposite shoulder down. So you should be trying to cement the upper body and let the lower body just relax and drive down through range. Try and gain a bit of mobility each time. Try and get a little bit further down to the floor. It's probably my favourite mobility exercise. Probably because it's nice and easy and you get the occasional flick. And stopping there. Guys, again, knee hooks. Knees come in, body, try and grab them. I prefer elbows over and hooking on my forearms just because I'm able to hold it really easily. I don't have to strain too much. You can do this exercise with bands. It's a bit hard to set up. You can pop bands over the legs, kind of pin them down, but and the easiest way to do it is get an elbow, the crease of your elbow. On the forearm side, just hook around the knees. And coming down there, guys, okay. And again, knees just falling over side to side. You're going to keep those elbows and shoulder blades pinned down to the floor, and you're just rolling the legs, rolling the knees from side to side. So I call them knee rolls. Okay, coming back up to the middle, and last time through, bring those knees in. Big knee hug, pulling tight. And coming down there. Okay, guys, another mobility pattern next, and then a stretch as the second exercise. So you're going to start off crucifix position, arms wide, okay, feet out in front. You're going to bring leg up, over. You're trying to get as close to the hand as possible. Don't worry about actually touching the hand. If you can touch the hand, fantastic, go for it. I can this side. I'm just about to do the other side. So what are we working on? So we're getting hip flexors working. So we're stretching the extensors, we're stretching the glutes, we're stretching the hamstrings because the knee is, again, an extension. And again, we're getting the back and the hips moving as well. So a bit of mobility for back and hips. Bit of a stretch for the hamstrings. Bit of a stretch for the glutes. IT band coming round and over to the muscles that attach in there. So you're just bringing the leg up and over, as if you're going to just get it towards your hand, and then just bring it back to the start. Okay, last one through, guys, and back to the middle. Next, we're going to hold that as a stretch, kind of. You're going to bring the knee up, so rather than a straight leg, you're now bending at the knee, and that leg comes over the body. Okay, use this hand then to grab that knee and just pull it down to the floor. So you can feel this. I feel it, to be honest, mainly in my back, around here, but you may as well get it kind of glutes and IT band at the same time. And changing sides, knee up, drive the leg over, and again, hooking and try and pull down. then coming back up and back to the start, okay? We'll streamline it a bit now, just go for 10. So leg up and over. Now you've had a good practice for 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Well done. And again, going up into the stretch. Left leg down, right knee up, right leg over, left hand hook. And hold. Good, leg straight, and again, knee up and over, and hook. And just hold. And coming back to the middle. And again, final 10 through. Leg up and over, and for 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1 there. Back in last time through. Leg comes up and over. The opposite hand then grabs the knee and just gently pulls it down to the floor. Just hold. And again. Straighten the leg there, the leg comes up and over, and just hold. Again, just over 20 seconds. And again, back to the start there. Good work, guys. Sitting up next. Now we're going to go into a little bit of our hamstring routine, feet wide to start with. Okay, I just want you to lean forward. So at the moment, I'm usually finishing up between heels. I'm nowhere near that. But again, we want to just lean forward, stretch out, hamstrings, lower back. Just hold. Can you creep forward? And then bring your hands over to the left hand side. And again, can you creep forward? Don't worry if you can't, just hold. And come over to the right hand side, and again just hold. Lean forward as you can, otherwise just relax. And back to the middle, guys. Can you get any further? So now I am between my heels, so I'm happy with that. Just lean forward, see how far you can get. And come back up. Okay, we're going to groin. So bring feet in together. And again, grab the feet or the ankles. And if that's enough of a stretch, leave it there. Otherwise, use the elbows. Just gently push the knees down. I want you to keep that right knee down. I want you to straighten the left leg. Okay, bring that right knee over. Keep that leg down, reach forward. How far forward can you get? Actually, more flexible than I thought, so I get my hand all the way over my toes. Again, if you can just get to ankle, shin, knee, that's fine. Just lean forward as far as you can. You can get. Just try and keep that foot straight. Try and keep it pointed up. Don't let it rotate too much. Try it there. And change the legs. Now, that left knee, keep that leg out. It's getting a bit of a groin stretch still. And then just reach down the right leg. And how far again can you get this side? And if you're really, your knees driving up, you kind of have to lean, pull around, rotate, get into stretch. Just come back further, just hold, guys, hold and relax when you get into the stretch. And coming back up from there. Okay, sit and reach. Best feet together now. And how far forward can you reach? So this isn't just calf, position back in the hamstring flexibility, it's lower back as well, glutes a tiny bit. Lean forward. Can you get to your shins, your ankles, your toes? Keep the feet together so my feet are touching, and then see how far forward you can get. And coming back up. Again, this is more of a groin stretch again. Legs as wide as you can go now. And then lean forward. Excuse me. Lean forward into the stretch. So you can keep the legs wide just to get a nice stretch to kind of hip abductor, groin, hamstrings. And today we're actually going to do some body stretches in this position. So to get kind of a double stretch, go again as wide as you can with the legs if you can go any further. I'm going to stretch our body, okay? First of all, we can start shoulders, pull across and squeezing tight. Going down and changing arms. And coming down there and arms over next to the triceps underneath the shoulder. Pull that arm over the back of the head. And coming down there, other arm up and over the head. And you can use the neck back to drive that shoulder back. Coming down there. Okay, guys, wrists, fingers, the fingers. Okay, and pull back and straighten the elbow as well. And you should feel the wrist flexors. So if your palm up, that side of your forearm, your wrist flex, you should feel those stretching out. Feel free to get a thumb involved as well. Pull the thumb back. You won't feel a massive stretch there, but okay. Just mobilising that thumb joint a little bit. Coming up there, give those a few rotations each way, and then change hand. Again, thumb involved as well if you want, and then pull back. And again, extend the elbow, straighten the elbow. So flexing is bending, extending is straightening. That's pretty much at any joint. So we're currently in wrist extension, therefore encouraging a stretch of the wrist flexors. And again, just mobilising a few times around each side, loosen those wrists off there. Okay. Next, we're going to come up into standing. I'm going to do groins and quads next. Okay. For groins, guys, what I want you to do, just stand on the spot, feet wide, and just shift your weight over to one side. So the feet are still both facing forward. Just leaning, pushing this hip down diagonally into the floor. So you get a stretch in your groin muscles there, get a stretch in the hip abductors. And I just want you to transfer your weight over to the side and hold. Just come back up to the middle and then just reach forward and reach down to the floor. Try and touch the floor if that's easy. Go palms on the floor. Just walk over to your left side and hold. And over to the right side and hold. And keep leaning forward, come back to the middle. Try and get your head down further to the floor, down further towards your knees. Again, I'm not expecting anyone to get their head between the knees, but just really push chest and shoulders down to the floor. Let your back bend. And then bend the knees slightly and bring yourself up nice and tall. Next, front of the thighs, quads. Okay, stand on one leg. Bring that heel up behind. Grab the back of your shoe. If you can do that easily, grab the front of your shoe like I'm doing. Try and keep those knees together and just bring the heel in towards the bum. If you struggle with that, pop the foot on an object behind you. It could be a sofa arm or a desk or a chair, and just sit back onto the heel as much as it'll allow you without the front of that knee or quad screaming at you too much. You can always tell people to try and hold on to an object when they're doing this. It's not a balance exercise, it's a stretch. So unless you're trying to work on your balance, try and hold on to something. Otherwise, you're going to be hopping around, wiggling. You're going to be just going in and out of the stretch, in and out of the stretch, in and out of the stretch, in and out of the stretch. You're in a nice, long, sustained hold. Okay, changing feet, guys. And then coming down there, well done. Okay, calves next. So still leaning against the object, just use your balance, and then just drive one heel down into the floor. So both feet planted, okay, shoulder width apart, drop one leg back, drive that heel down into the floor, and then push wherever, whatever object you're against, try and push against that, and drive that heel down further into the stretch. And changing legs. That's 3, 2, 1, and 0. Guys, last muscle groups to stretch. Front of the chest and the shoulders. You can do this as normal, guys, as a door frame stretch, okay? So where you kind of lean into something and pull yourself around. If you do want to give yourself a try at actually using a door frame, so I just might have to get a couple of bits out of the way, but I can show you in here how I do it. So I've got my door frame right here. Block both arms in the door frame And you lean your body through, okay? You can play around with the angle as well, so you can go arms higher or arms lower. Okay, so if I go higher and kind of lean in and just try and drive forward, again, you get a bit of a different stretch. Again, you're blocking arms off and then leaning through. So I've kind of got this foot forward a little bit to kind of just bring me forward and lean into the stretch a little bit further. And this is your door frame stretch. I'll hold it for around 40 seconds. So if you do want to switch at 20, count in yourself. If you are doing it the single arm version, again, I keep telling you about this, but I've never demonstrated it. So here it is, double arm version. Which kind of wall stretch for the chest. "20 seconds left here, guys. So if you are doing right arm and left arm, then just switch over. Coming off the wall from there, guys. Okay, well done. We've done upper body work, we've done calves, quads, groins, hamstrings, pelvic mobility, pelvic tilts, back mobility. What else we did? Glutes a little bit. Any questions as usual, guys, please do fire them over. Otherwise, thank you again for taking part in Sunday Stretch, which is our full body stretching session. Any questions, do fire them over.